Spoiler alert! This movie blows! Hello! Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Business. I'm Josh.
And I'm Mike.
I'm Justin.
And I showed up to the right movie on time, Mike. But my name's Brady.
Today we saw X-Men Apocalypse, or as I like to say, X-Men, a cock on lips.
There you go.
Some call him Apocalypse. He was some kind of god. For thousands of years, he's been amassing mutants to take their powers. He always had 4 followers.
Like the Four Horsemen.
Where are the X-Men now? They're all spread across the country doing stupid shit, and uh-oh, here comes an ancient Egyptian god that can make people extra powerful.
That's it.
And that's the movie. You want to see it or not? So basically we have Magneto is living in the forest because he found a family. Mystique is like recruiting X-Men across the planet, and then Professor X is teaching kids math. And then this ancient god Apocalypse wakes up and he's like, I don't like this. This is stupid. I'm gonna kill everyone because you guys are all dumb. And that's the movie. He goes around the planet finding the worst X-Men to be his 4 horsemen. He finds Magneto, he's powerful. He finds Storm, I kind of get it. And then he finds a guy who has wings. So he's like, yes, I'll give you metal wings and you can help me kill everyone in the world. And then he finds another girl that can make purple swords out of her hands. And he's like, yes, your purple swords will do great in my army of the apocalypse. The worst.
What kind of shit is going on here? This guy is supposed to be all-knowing, and yet he's picking up these fucking scraps with just the worst fucking powers.
Well, I mean, he passes up on good mutants that are even in this movie. He passes up on Cyclops and Jean Grey.
Fuck.
Dude,
If he had them, game over.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a heavy spoiler review because I can't talk about how shitty this movie is without talking about certain points that really fucking piss me off. Let's start at the beginning. So, the very fucking beginning, they're transferring Apocalypse's consciousness into another body, and they have there's some kind of terrorist plot in ancient Egypt that people are like pissed off at him. So they decide to stop this whole body transfer by hitting this block of wood that's holding a giant rock that slides down this like 2-mile long slide that goes underneath the pyramid and hits one pillar and the whole fucking pyramid comes down. Fox, let me tell you something. Mystique isn't the main X-Men. Move on. I get it. Jennifer Lawrence is a huge draw, but she was bored as fuck through this whole movie. She could not give a shit about being here. All of her reads were just so fucking dry. She could not give a shit. At the very end, they're like, I'm gonna go take care of Magneto. You guys come back to the plane when you're done. Bye.
Fuck that.
Speaking of Apocalypse, I'm not scared of this guy. What the fuck? This is Apocalypse. There wasn't one fucking scene in this movie where he did something and I was like, holy shit. It's Apocalypse. We're fucked.
He's the worst X-Men villain they've ever had. Colonel Stryker in X-Men 2 was a better villain than this guy.
Colonel Stryker in
Fat
this
Colonel
movie
Stryker.
was better than
Yeah, the fat
old hawk-faced Colonel Stryker.
He was a better villain than the all-powerful super mutant Apocalypse who's supposed to destroy the entire planet.
with sand.
All he does is buff his teammates with extra powers. He's just like, hey, you got powers? Now you got a little bit more. Hey, you got power? Now you got a little bit more. Hey, you got power? You got a little bit more power.
And from the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one.
He's basically just a glorified preacher.
Now make me a pyramid. Take all the metal of the world and put it into like a weird spitty shape. In Egypt, we'll build a better one.
The only actor that I thought actually brought something that I cared about was Cyclops. I was surprised with they got his character right. They got him because in the other movies he's kind of like this goody two shoes little dickhead. They try to make him like Captain America in a way, but that's not how he is in the comics. They got him right in this movie, which I want to see him go on, but I also don't want to see any more of these fucking movies.
Magneto's story. I like that. Quicksilver. Quicksilver was awesome, okay? I like his character.
I was thanking the film gods when he showed up because
he was the savior.
The whole movie up to the point I was just staring angrily at this movie, just like, are you fucking kidding me? This is a fucking worst piece of shit. And then he shows up, and I'm like, oh my god, thank God I can fucking smile at a goddamn X-Men movie for once. He does this thing, and then it's back to bullshit.
The best part about this movie lasted about 2 minutes, and I'll tell you what that was. It was a cameo by our boy Wolverine, fucking killing shit.
It was like the only wrong they tried to right with all the other X-Men movies was Wolverine. They tried to bring him in to right what they did wrong with the other two shitty Wolverine movies.
They nailed Wolverine wearing the Weapon X headgear and all that, like he looks like he does in the comic, and that lasts for like a minute or two.
Yeah.
And then it's back to just miserable bullshit that I don't care about. They spent a long time on Magneto just using his magnetic powers, and they have like a real close shot of a fucking Titanic being raised from the sand.
For no fucking reason.
Like I give a shit. Just slowly pulling out of it. I was just waiting for it to turn over and then to see Titanic. I was gonna get up. I had my hands on the armrest.
This is
I was
it.
like, oh fuck, if it says Titanic, I'm getting the fuck out of this theater. This movie is so goddamn boring. They have this shitty action scene in the beginning, and then I was checking my watch of the movie. It was an hour and 45 minutes before there was a second action scene, and that was the Wolverine one that lasted like a minute long. And then you get to the very end, and by the very end, it's like this whole CGI shit show of fucking bridges being destroyed and like buildings evaporating into bubbles, and whoever gives a fuck. It's like by that time, like we've all seen CGI shit. We've seen these disaster movies. No one likes them anymore. Computers don't amaze us anymore. No one's gonna like, oh my god, how they filmed this? It's a guy sitting there like,
I'm gonna put a dot here. Hey, I'm gonna make this bridge blow up. Watch this.
they spend all this time setting it up. At the very end, it's like, it's too little too late. I don't give a shit about any of this anymore. I don't care about any of these people. I don't care about any of these buildings. You're in fucking Egypt anyways. Who gives a fuck about all these shitty mud huts?
Here,
What?
I got you.
Please
I got
help
you
me.
on this. I got you
right now.
with that.
Endorsement.
Put them both in
You
here.
want it?
What's this gonna taste like? I don't give a shit about my life anymore. You've made me question everything about who I am, X-Men. You know what? Fuck it. Let's see what...
That might kill him.
You know what? Not good, but still better than your fucking movie.
The thing is like X-Men, that was my shit as a kid.
Yeah.
Like that was like the comic that I read, and that was like one of the like 4 cartoons that I watched.
Yeah,
and
that cartoon was the shit.
it was the shit, and they're just fucking up my childhood.
They fucked up my Saturday mornings. You fucked it up.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna wake up every Saturday like, fuck.
Why in the fuck do they think it's a good idea? Let's just... Beast is the mutant who looks like a fucking beast. He's a blue, like, bear guy. And they decide, you know what? Instead of being a blue bear guy, we're making a skinny little nerd fuck. And people will eat it up. No one likes it. Why are you doing this? And he turns into Beast at the end of it and like, that looks good. Why couldn't he just wear the goddamn makeup through the fucking beginning of the movie? Why he has to be this stuck-up little sweater vest looking pussy the whole goddamn time? Be an animal who hangs from his feet reading fucking books and shit.
It's not like he's an actor that people actually know. Like, okay, Jennifer Lawrence makes sense because she's fucking Jennifer Lawrence. But what's the actor's name? You're not a fucking draw.
Also,
You need to be the fucking beast the whole time.
yeah.
I'm looking at this shirt. It's like I want to rip it off. I'm so pissed off they even fucking wore this in the goddamn movie because people think I like it now.
To play devil's advocate on this negative energy that's going on so much on
Just know you're wrong.
on this side of the room over here, but I thought that there was some loopholes in the story, yes, but I felt that some of it wrapped upon each other really well. Did a great job at that. I was not excited for Olivia Munn at all. I didn't like her in the movie. I didn't
Good.
like her character Psylocke.
I'm proud of you.
Although,
Me neither.
yeah,
She literally was just a pretty face.
I have to admit that I didn't feel that Apocalypse was very scary. I thought that they could have wrote him a lot better. In the X-Men, the 90s cartoon series, he had even a more robotic voice that made him even more menacing, that it took that humanality away from him completely.
And just a pussy mob boss. Like he had all these fucking henchmen doing his work for him, and we never got to see what do you do? What do you do around here?
He buffs his
Huh?
team. He buffs his team like an RPG. He buffs his team. That's all he does. He's just like,
Stand in my vicinity, I'll buff your team, and we'll build a better one.
I'm not a writer, okay? I know that. But I know the people that did write this, you fucked it up, okay? So take another pass at this or something.
Why the fuck did he take all the missiles up into the air
Yeah.
and leave them there?
He sends up every nuke into space and he says,
Now, Magneto, grab every ship in the world and swirl it around you in like a curlicue shape, and you'll scare everyone in Egypt. And from there, we'll build a better one.
bitch, you got all the nukes in space. Just send those motherfuckers down here and you're done. Fuck you, Apocalypse. I could probably beat your ass. You're a pussy.
Here you go.
Come closer.
All
to the
right.
ca- Come here. Come closer to the camera. You're a pussy. The worst X-Men villain ever. After all that, I'm gonna give this movie a shit-faced. Absolutely fucking shit-faced. Like, shit-faced to the point where you're just seeing little snapshots of every 2 minutes of your life in front of your eyes. That's how drunk you need to be. Have someone else drive you, okay? I don't condone drunk driving. Get yourself an Uber.
Get nice and shit-faced, and here's why. Your vision will be blurred just enough to the point where all you're gonna see is Jennifer Lawrence's tits, and then everything else will just maybe actually look like the cartoon.
I'm gonna give it a shit faced. If you liked any of the other X-Men movies, definitely be shit faced because this is fucking horrible. Disappointing. I mean, we're talking like Last Stand disappointing, or
This is worse than last.
it might. I think it might be worse.
Oh,
than
I don't
Last
think
Stand.
so.
Shut up.
Shut up.
No, I actually enjoyed this movie. I'm gonna give it a buzzed. I gave it a buzzed because I think you should be a little tipsy going into it. Keep making the movies. I like to watch them. I'm still gonna go watching them. Buzzed.
By buzz, you mean shit faced.
Until next time, hopefully there's no more of these fucking movies.
No.
Drink up.
I liked it. I liked it.